azure world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him holds. The grand metonymy for the blue sky provides a vast backdrop to visualize the calm and supremacy of the bird, while the endless sky encircling the bird subserviently. This proves that even the vast sky becomes subservient to the bird. The inversion used here connotes that even the vast connotes to the inverted mind of the bird, symbolizing dictatorship. The sea too is aware of the catastrophic my attitude of the nature thus crawls beneath the bird. Here, the incessant vigor of the sea is miniaturized to a feeble personality before the power and strength of the bird. Even the mighty sea becomes also visualized. The raptor is watching its surroundings such that nothing could escape from its sight. He watches from his mountain walls. This builds up a psychological portrayal of how nature surveys its surrounding to keep it away from any possible threat. It is extraordinarily strong enough that it could simply wipe off any thread of the face of the earth. The shift downward movement of the bird proves its stamina. And like a thunderbolt, he falls. He falls. This brings out the fact that nature is watching its surrounding, and if anyone or anything crosses its limits, nature will make a sudden attack on it. And of the nature is implicitly projected from the above mentioned lines. The narrator utilizes the phrase thunderbolt to reiterate this fact further. Hence, he has been successful in highlighting the strength and skill of nature through the power and the poise of the eagle, or one of its creation. Eagle is a symbol of bravery, courage, and freedom. In these symbols, which had been given by the narrator in this poem, indicates the emotions of the people who had been lived in romantic era. In here, the narrator tries to grow the powerful emotions between the readers who had read the poem that reflects by the eagle to us. This poem was written in the main theme of nature to indicate the connection of the human and living things to the natural world. Because the Alfred Lord Tennyson, he is a poet from Romantic era. We can simply say Romantic era is a is a is a great it had a great connection with the poets and the natural things. Poets tried to make a good connection between the people and nature to build a great world. Thank you for listening me. Bye.
Thank you, Sakityan, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I call Banijan to present about the Rama bear.
Good evening, everyone. Today I am going to present about the marvelous drama Bear. The drama Bear was act as a drama. Also, we know that a drama is not a thing which is written in a book or something else. It is act in front of the audience on the stage. So that in this the drama, the bear is written by the Anton Chekhov, who is a famous playwright in the Russian society. Even though Anton Chekhov is a playwright who act many dramas in his lifestyle, he mainly focused on everything about only his surroundings, which is Russia. So that this drama is also situated or as a setting, it can be taken as in the location of Russian society. And first of all, as he is the seem to be as the master of uh, drama in that modern era, he called as the master of drama in that era in by many people in the Russian societies. For that, we should know that this drama Bia, which is written by Anton Chekhov, should be contain many ideas and themes, and it should be representative of the Russian society and behaviors patterns after the revolution. So that in that time period, Russia, in that society, Russia was undergoing in that revolutionary period, so that every in even the very privileged persons or landowning classes people should also be made them in the other business in order to get money. In every persons in the society have to run in a rat race in order to get more money in that time period. So that uh, the playwright Anton Chekhov took three main characters called Popova, Spinov, and the old aged footman's Luka in order to convey the Russian people's behavior, socio-economical standards, which how it affects the peoples in many ways. So that first of all, the title the Bia suggests that even though the when we read the first title of this drama, we can say that it is about a bear or something, animal character or nature side drama, but we should know that the behavioral patterns of a bear is compared to a person in this drama. So that in this drama, the main who can be taken as a even a protagonist of this drama called Smirnov seem to be having the characteristics of the bear, so that the title the bear suggests the and the whole character of the main whole characteristics of the main character called Smirnov. First of all, the drama starts with the curtains go up, and first the aged footman's lookout tries to convince Popova about something else. But when we readers firstly read about this first, they couldn't understand why the main character Popova, who is a landowning widow, the which Jimble is. As the introduction, we should know that the widow is a person who lost his husband. mm, Lost his husband, so that we can say that Popova is should be mourning for his late husband. But Lucas says that you are mourning for 7 years. It is irony that Popova is mourning for his late husband for 7 years without in his four walls of his house. It is more irony that he doesn't visit any other strangers into the house in for 7 years. We know that even a month we can't be alone in one place without meeting others, because everyone is attached to others and should speak and express their sadness to others and their emotions. So that Luca tells about chaos about his landowner Popova very well as a father. He in this drama, Luca seemed to be having the characteristic of the father of Popova, as he always care about Popova's uh, dangers, and he struggles for everything to protect Popova. So that Luca seemed to be a very loyal character in this drama. First of all, Luca rejects Popova. Popova rejects Luca's arguments as Luca says to get out from his house and be pleasure with other men in the other villages. And you have forgotten all your neighbors and you don't go anywhere and you see nobody, and you are he compare Popova to other animals such as uh, crocodile and peahen and etc. Further says that you are acting like a peahen as it is very shy type, and you are just mourning for his late husband for 7 years. He also tells about his own experience about how as he is an aged old man, he had already lost his wife 2 years ago. So um, Luca takes his own experience about he mourned for his wife for 2 months, but it is only enough for her, and it is enough for me to mourn for 2 months. And it is unfair that you are mourning for your late husband for 7 years. Uh, so um, uh, this can be seen as an ironical element in this drama. Then in the next scenes, this is the introduction of the two main characters, Luca and Popova. Then a third main character who seemed to be the protagonist of this story, because even though he has root characters and behavioral patterns of the antagonist of the story, he continues the whole drama by a conflict or climax. The climax of the story is based on the two main characters, Popova and Smirnov, so that we can say that Smirnov is the protagonist of this drama. Then, without the permission of Luca, the main character Smirnov enters into Popova's house. The reader can witness that at the starting, Smirnov is a rude character because he tells full and harsh behaviors to Luca, and he pushed away Luca and enters into the room. So even though his physical appearance is not mentioned in this drama, we can visualize him by the words. He is very strong, wealthy, fat, and tall, because he is able to push Luca and in the climax of the story, he break down a chair by just pushing it away, but so that it can be said as he is a strong man. So after Popova's mourning for his husband, it is mentioned as a soliloquy, as he is trying to go to a convent he after some periods, as he in his monologue by seeing his own husband's photo in the dining room, they ought to go into a convent after some period. But suddenly Luca says that somebody is asking for you and he wants to see you. But so for 7 months, Popo didn't receive anyone after his death of his head, and I have stopped receiving. Popo said like that. But even though Luca told about the state of mind of Popova to the spin-off, spin-off enter into the room by without the permission of Popova and ask him, and then he introduced about him as he is a landowner and a retired lecturer of artillery, and he says about he's introduced him here to Popova as a very a loyal person, and I am compelled to uh, disturb you for a very pleasant affair. Because even though Simon act as a very rude character to Luca in front of Popova, he seemed to be a very good person, because usually people change their behaviors and wear many faces according to people in order to get benefits from them. For Sinov is get into his Papa's house for a big purpose, as he want to get money from Papava, as his late husband who had get debt from Sinov 100,000 rubles for his, just to exchange odds for his Toby. Toby is a very favorable horse for his late husband Nikolai Mihailovich, so that for in order to provide odds for the horses in the stables, the late husband has get a debt from Smirnov. So in order to get the debt, again he came to Popova's house. The reader can witness that Smirnov is not engaged in business, as he's trying to get from the debtors. The creditor is visiting all the debtors in order to get money, but he don't have a management to get money from the debtors. So that Spinoff, even the Spinoff is a landowning class in that time period, he has to maintain a business in order to get more money to live in that society. So that in order to get money, he began as a creditor, but he don't have a proper management to manage his monies and other assets. So after this conflict in the dining room, Popova and Spino's arguments get angry and cruel at this some point, and raising action is start in that point when Popova refused to give money to Spino, as he don't she don't have money in that, as his steward go away someday in the town. So Popova promised to give money the day after tomorrow, but as he had a bankrupt in his, he told that I want the money today. It indicates the behavior patterns of Smirnov without thinking others' situations or the emotional feelings. He act as a very rude person, as he tempts Popovas to give money, the 10,000 rubles, for him to get away from them. He also tells that he have got other persons and the debtors, and they are refused to give him money, so that you are the only person who have I won't let you without getting money from you. So Sino also started to stay in that house until Popovas gives his money. Even Popova says, I am ill and I am very confused about you. I have not familiar about men voice, but uh, as a very rude person, Spinoff says that I am not getting away from here as without getting money from you. I will stay here until your steward come here, as his Spinoff character is very concerned about him. In that some period, Popova is very kind, and mm, reader can get sympathy towards Popova, as he is left out in that strangers mean of, and he is very rude and ill-tempered to Popova. But in the conflict, Popova's actions very seem to be very changed in that manner, because in this climax, Popovas and Simonov as a argument got hot, and they started to fight physically. In the starting of the racing action, they only speaks about Smirnov and Popova only speak about mentally and only by words. But in the climax of the drama, they started to fight with the gun, revolver, and Popova take guns from the husband's rovers and started to fight physically. But the reader who is very at the starting of the drama should be very sympathetic towards Popova, as she is only left out in the house to the stranger spin-off. And then the hot arguments change into another direction as spin-off tells about woman and is the infidelity of woman, and Popova rejects is and he tells about the infidelity of men. And Popova says that women are very ill-tempered and they are cunning and they just may trap men by a crocodile, and he uses very metaphors and symbols to express women's behavioral patterns in his long speech. And Popova also says about men and his, even though Spinoza tells that he have rejected 10 people and nine girls have rejected him. It found that Spinoza tells us he is proud that he had rejected 11 girls and he has only rejected by 9 girls. So that it can be also taken as a proud to Spinoza as he had refused by little woman and he has refused learn not a lot of women, so that he seemed to be a romantic person in that time period, and he has understood about the reality of woman as he has a very sore experience towards woman in the early age of Smirnov, so that even the Popova also has sore experience as that his loving husband who is he loved very much, but his husband Nikolai Mikhailovich cheated as he got affair for many girls as he found in the drawers many love letters about his husband and other girls, so that when Papa was also affected mentally and he has a very bad conscience about men, and Spinoff also had a bad conscience over women. So both of them are argue with the opposite gender, and the argument rises to the climax of the drama as they both of them try to put a bullet in his heads. And Popova told that I am very get pleasure when I put a bullet in your head. So that in that time, Spinoff started to love Popova in passionately, because Spinoff doesn't show any girl in that lifetime as brave and his beautiness, and he is very brave even though he doesn't know how to use a revolver. He bravely said that I am going to put a bullet through your head. As these reasons, Minos started to love her and taught how to shoot with the revolver to Popova. And so Popova asked, and before that, you should teach me how to shoot a revolver. So that spin-off also tells about how to explains about revolver, and that in this long sentence he takes about examples of revolver and how to shoot, and he says about his proudness as he can uh, toss a coin and he can shoot with the gun without missing it. Then after that, Spinoff expressed propose Popova about his love, and Popova is in a confusion as uh, the readers has the reader can also witness that the Popova and Smirnov are turned into another direction as they are arguing, started arguing in the basically the reader thinks that the one of the person should be died at the end of the play, but the unfortunately the reader can witness ironically that Smirnov and Popova seem to be a bit couple at the end of the drama. And Popova accept the proposal of Smirnov as his earned Smirnov tells that he has many lands and he earns 1,000 rubles a year, and he tells about his braveness and strength. As this, Popova also accepts his proposal, and both of them ended as a pair kiss at the end of the play. And it is very humorous that at the end of the play, who the aged footman Luca enters into the hall with the gardener and the other persons with the gardening tools in order to fight with Smirnov. But as he Popova sees the Piakis of Smirnov and Popova, the Popova tells that there is no any other odds for the Toby. It indicates that he fully take over his morning action for his husband, and he is even not allowing his husband's house Toby. So that in the end of the play, the playwright says that the inconsistency of a woman at this point, because at the starting of the drama, Popova is mourning for 7 months for his late husband, but at the end of just for single argument, his mourning action is changed into he chose another husband as spin-off, and we know that this love will not last long forever, as we know that spin-off is also a root character and Popova is not a fidelity character, as he had stopped mourning for his husband just for get benefit from spin-off. So that in the end of the play, it is very confusion in this drama, as a reader, they have many questions that how that Popova is changed in mind, and even though in this argument, Anton Chekhov get many input many humorous elements in this job, as using the uh, helping character called Luca in this drama, as he linked every sentence with each other very is correct way, and this we can say that this drama tells morals that we should not judge a person in this starting, and we should uh, understand this behavior fully, because at the starting of the drama, Popova seemed to be a good character. His fidelity is upwelling, has his mourning for his husband 7 months. But at the ending, Popova changed his mind, and the infidelity of woman is said to be true in the last set of the drama. And when we are at the end of the drama, and the themes of the drama is seem to be romanticism versus reality, and appearance versus reality, innocence versus experience, and socio-economical behaviors affect people's behavior in the time period, and mm, and so on. And Anton Chekhov uses many literary techniques such as monologue, soliloquy, and farce, and symbols, and etc. Like this, the wonderful drama contains many informations about that, and I hope you enjoy this drama very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bonian, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I call Sharmati to present about the eagle.
Good evening, everyone. The Eagle, A Fragrant by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Alfred Lord Tennyson was born on 6th August 1809 in England. He was one of the most outstanding Victorian poet in England. By his poetic talent, he was appointed as royal poet by Queen Victoria in 1850. Later, he died on October 6th, 1892 at the age of his 83. Um, the Eagle is one of his short stories, um, which contains two stanzas containing 3 lines in each stanzas. Totally there are 6 lines and 2 stanzas. Now let's briefly look at them. He claps the crack with crooked hand, close to the sun in lonely lands, ringed with the azure world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls, he watches from his mountain walls, like the he falls. First line indicates about the motionless eagle. Eagle is a predatory bird, which is a symbol of power, beauty, courage, and rare. The eagle can be seen very rarely, and it is well known for its majesty. Here, he claps the crack with crooked hands. Poet Tennyson uses a subject pronoun he, so that it indicates the power and authority which belongs to men. Here, claps means holding tightly, and crack with crooked hands means he holds the mountain or rocks tightly with his curved hand, such like human hands. Close to the sun in lonely lands. Here, closeness to the sun can be seen as the eagle as a god, and uh, the poet shows that someone is looking far below him at the eagle. In Lonely Land suggests that he lives in an undisturbed natural world, and it suggests that the powerful has to stay alone. Ringed with the azure world, he stand. Azure world means blue surrounding, which indicates the bright sky and the ocean. The blue color suggests noble character. Mm, if blue color suggests noble color, eagle a noble character. Although even he lives alone, he survives without any issues in his surroundings. So his ability to stand alone gives him the noble character. This is the first stanza, and if we move to the second stanza, it represents the actions of the eagle, which means the wrinkled sea beneath him crowns. Here, wrinkled she saw that there is a change in the point of view. The poet takes the reader to the view of eagle. So the standing height of the eagle and the sharpness of eyesight of eagle can be seen clearly by reader's mind. Here, wrinkled is the lines such as the waves of the sea. So wrinkled and the word crowns give the meaning that the power contrast between the natural creations. He watches from his mountain walls. Here, poet used subject pronoun and possessive pronoun. Subject pronoun is used to give the power or to indicate the eagle, but possessive pronoun is used here to give an ownership towards the mountain walls of the eagle. Mountain walls are well known as for eagle. Mountain walls are the home, which well exact name the cliff indicates the home of mountain, and the eagle itself lives in a natural fortress. And like a thunderbolt, he falls. Thunderbolt mean a flash of lightning with a speed crack of thunder. Thunderbolt represents a powerful, beautiful natural force, which shows the power and swiftness of eagle. So here, thunderbolt he falls. Suggests that every force implies a fall or death in natural cause. This poem, the eagle is used to appreciate nature. It is a nature poem. In the way of appreciating nature, the poet Tennyson used this poem to praise eagle's characters such as beauty, power, courage, strength, majesty, and extra. The poet used many literary devices such as alliteration, hyperbole, metaphor, simile, imagery, rhyming words, and personification. When we take a look on imagery, here we can I can suggest that here he used visual imagery and auditory imagery. Visual imagery is used when he says close to the sun, claps with crooked hands, brinkled sea beneath him crawls, and auditory, and it also indicates the bright blue color of the sky. Auditory imagery is used, and like a thunderbolt, he falls. Reader can identify the sound auditory of the thunderbolt. Thank you.
Thank you, Salmati, for your wonderful presentation. Next, I call Davihan to talk about Big Match in 1983.
Big Match 1983, the poem was written by the famous Sri Lankan poet Yasmine Gooneratne, and she was a novelist, poet, and critic, and a graduate of Bishop's College. She went on to graduate from the University of Ceylon in 1959, and also received a PhD in English literature from Cambridge University in 1962. Let's take a look at this poem. Within this piece, the poet discusses an outbreak of ethnic conflict and violence in the Sri Lankan country, later known as the Sri Lankan Civil War. And specifically in 1983, as the title Big Match 1983 suggests, the violence started with an insurrection against the government of Liberton Tigers of Tamil Eelam, known as LTTE. They sought an independent Tamil state and were defeated after 26 years in May of 2009. The poem speaks on themes of violence, struggle, and endurance. And let's take a look at the poem. And the poem begins with a speaker addressing the conflict, its origins, and its consequences for average citizen. She speaks on the fires, riots, losses of life, and the larger political actions that led the riots in the first place. The poet takes the reader into the lives of a few cities in Sri Lanka, depicting